So let's jump into today's topic, where I'm going to share with you how to create a perfect morning routine that will transform your entire day. And I'm literally going to be sharing things that I do personally on a day-to-day basis that help boost my state, help me become more present and more centered, and just enable me to have a really awesome day. So I used to dread that moment every morning when my alarm would reverberate around my room, reminding me it was time to roll out of bed and start a new day. I would often ponder, why would anyone in their right mind want to leave their irresistibly warm cocoon of blankets? If you're like the 57% of Americans who loves to stay curled up in bed and rejoice at smashing that snooze button again and again, you're likely setting yourself up for a bad day. The reason why you're not feeling excited and energized in the morning is because you are not putting in any effort to change the way you feel when you wake up. In order for you to kick off the day with a bang, you must create a morning routine that inspires and empowers you to step up, be your best self, and strengthen your discipline. So here's why snoozing can actually ruin your day. There are few things in life more satisfying than silencing your alarm, turning over, and dozing off again. But this small act of defiance could ultimately cost you more than a few minutes of your day. By hitting snooze, you are interfering with your body's natural waking mechanisms, tricking your brain into thinking it's going back to sleep. When your alarm goes off, your body and brain are confused, resulting in that foggy feeling called sleep inertia. Brain fog can stay with you throughout the day, making you actually feel more tired throughout the day, explains Adam Tishman, a sleep expert and co-founder of Helix. Sleep inertia can last up to 4 hours, during which time you are at a reduced level of brain capacity and functioning, resulting in serious impairment when carrying out simple tasks. So what we're talking about here is that groggy, zombie-like feeling you get after a hardcore snooze session. It doesn't feel good, you're sluggish, you're slow, your day doesn't really get off to a good start, you're getting up later than you usually would, and your morning routine goes out of the window. How many times has that happened? I'm going to hold my hands up and say that happens to me, especially if I've been out the night before, I've had a late night, I've not had a regular time that I go to bed at. These are all factors that can play into the urge to hit that sleep button and snooze in. But really the better alternative is, even if you're still tired, just to get up, get out of bed, move around, have some water, have a coffee, whatever you want to do in the morning. And if you're still tired later on in the day, if you didn't get enough sleep, that's the perfect time to have a nap. So 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or even 90 minutes could help do the trick to give you that boost mid-afternoon. So what does a typical morning look like for me? Well, I'm going to share with you the activities I engage with after I wake from my slumber. This is just what works for me. I'm not saying you should incorporate everything that I'm doing into your morning routine. Just take what you want and try it out. So to get off on the right foot, you must create habits around certain practices that will help you feel more alive and awake every single morning. If you just roll out of bed, scroll through your social media, chug a coffee, and throw down whatever cereal you have in the cupboard before setting off to work, it's no surprise that you feel like the living dead. So today I'm going to detail some practices and techniques I use daily that you should consider selecting for your morning routine, even if it means waking up an hour earlier. And please don't feel the need to do everything. Just slowly add one new practice at a time and keep whatever works for you. So let's talk about waking up for a moment. My alarm rings usually around 6:30 a.m. and I make sure to charge my phone as far away from my bed as possible. So I actually have to stand up, get out of my bed to deactivate my alarm. And this is a really important step. If your phone or alarm clock is in arm's reach, you're more likely to hit that snooze button and wake up with the brain fog, which nobody wants. I also like to incorporate some philosophical reflection. I complete the morning section of my daily Stoic journal, which takes about 5 minutes, and this helps me review how I'm living my life in relation to Stoic philosophical principles. Today, many professional athletes, CEOs, artists, and executives are all influenced by the ideas of Stoicism. And although this article is not designed to dive deeper into this particular line of philosophy, you can actually find out more on my blog. There is a post called The Art of Living, check that out. I go into a little bit of stoicism inside that post. So one of the things that I make sure to do every single day without fail is meditation. I plug in my headphones and I turn on usually one of Dr. Joe Dispenza's guided meditations, and these typically last between 30 and 70 minutes. The focus of the meditation is to change my energy and shift into a state of love, compassion, and gratitude. I intensely visualize the future I want to create and often finish my meditation with tears rolling down my face, overwhelmed by a deep sense of gratitude for the life I have and the future I'm creating. I cannot underestimate the importance of having a daily discipline around meditation. I also feel like if you're doing a meditation and you don't feel any different afterwards, then you're not really getting any benefit from it. The whole idea of meditation is to bring you into the present. And when you shift into the present, you shift your brainwave state. But if you never get present in your meditation and you never focus on your heart space and generate feelings of love, compassion, and kindness and gratitude, you're not going to feel any different after the meditation. And it's also going to be discouraging to continue. When you leave your meditation and you have tears rolling down your face of love, of gratitude, then you're going to be inspired, you're going to be motivated to continue your daily practice, right? I mean, that makes sense. And this next stage for most people is pretty common, but some people are a little bit against having coffee in the morning. I personally love coffee. I've developed somewhat of an obsession with coffee over the last few years, and I always travel with a bag of high quality light roast beans, an AeroPress or a V60, and a hand grinder. So this equipment ensures I'm able to craft perfect, high quality, gourmet cup of coffee wherever I go. And for me, that's super important. I can't stand the Starbucks coffee or the Costa coffee and all the dark roast bullshit that you find out there. So I like to have my own beans, a really high quality light roast that I can freshly grind every morning. And it's just a real joy to sip away and complete my journal, which we'll get into in just a moment. I also have a pretty specific stack of supplements that I usually throw down with my coffee. I'm not going to go into the specifics of what I take. I've done my own research. I've figured out what helps my body function more effectively and what works for me. If you decide to take any supplements, that's going to be your choice. You've got to do your own research here. I'm not going to preach about one thing over another. It's just a personal preference and what seems to work for me best. Next is something that I always do every single day is journaling. So while I'm sitting on the sofa, I'm sipping my coffee, I get my journal out and I just write down and express my thoughts, experiences. I review the events from the previous day and I ponder what I want to focus on for that day. So this process usually takes me about 30 minutes. If you want to know how to get started journaling and what kinds of things you should be writing about and the questions that you should be asking yourself, you can again reference my post, The Art of Living, on my blog, dabsofreality.com. So getting stuff out of your head and onto paper is one of the easiest ways to clear your mind and develop creative solutions to the problems in your life. Get yourself a journal and commit to writing for 15 minutes every morning. And soon you'll notice a massive weight being lifted off your shoulders as you start to view your life with more clarity. And honestly, it doesn't really matter what you write to get started with. Just start writing about how you feel. What's going on in your head, what you want to accomplish for the day, what happened yesterday. You'll find that you actually have quite a lot to write about. And again, once you do this on a daily basis, you're never going to want to miss a day of journaling because to me, it's therapeutic. And it's a great way to help me visualize what I want to accomplish. And the cool thing is when you review your journal, so I review it on a weekly basis and on a monthly basis. And the cool thing is when you review and look back at the things that you were visualizing about, the goals that you had, the dreams that you had, you actually realize that some of them are happening, some of them actually manifest. And that to me is just proof that what you imagine in your mind can then manifest into reality with enough focus, with enough perseverance, and with enough consistency of action. And also with the meditations where you're shifting your energy and you're literally attracting in that new reality also plays a massive part in creating what you want. So after the journaling, I create my win list, which is essentially a short to-do list of 3 to 4 things that I must complete for my day to be a success. So this typically, again, takes about 5 minutes. And the real purpose of this is to get clear on the things that I'd like to accomplish for the day. And it helps remove that lingering sense of ambiguity and it helps direct my attention towards the things that matter instead of defaulting to Facebook or email or social media. The next thing that I incorporate into my morning routine is I move my body. So after creating my win list, I usually head out for a 30 to 60 minute run or work through a 15-minute stretching routine. Science has overwhelmingly proven that moving your body in the morning is essential to starting the day feeling energized. Beyond that, morning exercise is shown to improve focus and mental abilities all day long. Not only will you feel awake and have more energy after your workout, but your mind will be ready to take on whatever tasks you have lined up for the day. Moving your body is not always about intensity. You don't have to throw around heavy weights or bust out some sprints. A brisk walk through the park or along the river will do just fine. Whether you're just heading out for a walk or putting in a session at the gym, get into the habit of doing something every day, no matter how small. 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day is absolutely fine. Just get into that habit. And you could even listen to an audiobook or this podcast and hit two birds with one stone. I also enjoy reading some non-fiction, so instead of bombarding your brain with fear-based mainstream news and pointless social media updates from your friends, spend some time deepening your knowledge on a specific topic of interest. Perhaps you'll even learn something that takes your life into a completely new direction. And I can't even begin to describe the number of books and audiobooks that I've read and listened to that have completely blown my mind and opened me up to new possibilities in areas of physics, in areas of psychology, areas of neurosciences. There's some fascinating stuff out there, and the thing is, you don't know what you don't know. So just go and pick up a new book, something that interests you, and dig in. It's also super important to keep your phone off. Your morning should be a technology-free zone when possible. And if you're waking up and instantly checking Facebook or WhatsApp, you are giving away your attention and energy right from the get-go. So keeping your phone in airplane mode until you have completed your morning routine will bring about a sense of peacefulness that is hard to explain until you just try it out. And if you're wondering where breakfast fits into my morning routine, well, it doesn't. Sorry. If breakfast is the savior of your day and you'd rather cut off your own arm than go hungry in the morning, what I'm about to share with you might break your heart, so I'm sorry. Instead of wolfing down your usual scrambled eggs on toast, porridge or cereal, try fasting until lunchtime. The scientific benefits of intermittent fasting far outweigh the short-term boost you're going to get from your breakfast. Intermittent fasting offers a whole host of proven benefits you can take advantage of, and that include enhanced heart health by improving blood pressure, triglycerides and cholesterol levels, improved brain function and help prevent neurodegenerative disorders. It aids weight loss by limiting your calorie intake and boosting metabolism. It also increases growth hormone secretion, which is vital for growth, metabolism, weight loss and muscle strength. And it could even delay aging and extend longevity. So if you want a more detailed explanation, including links to scientific studies of all the benefits that I've outlined, make sure you go take a look on heartline.com and search for fasting benefits. So let's just summarize why mornings are so important. Many successful people like Tony Robbins, Tim Ferris, Steve Jobs, and Oprah Winfrey all engage in a morning ritual with the belief that if they master their morning, they will master their day. And this is the ultimate benefit of establishing a strong set of practices in the morning, with the effects compounding over time so that you will always look forward to getting out of bed each day. And what happens in the morning usually sets the tone for the rest of your day. Getting up earlier to complete your daily practices will give you a sense of accomplishment and clarity of mind before you've really even got started. You will begin to value and fiercely protect the time you have dedicated for yourself, and the morning practices you engage with will soon become non-negotiable. Maybe someday in the near future, you'll be jumping out of bed full of energy before your alarm has even gone off. That's my wish for you. It happens to me on occasion. I still have to get up with my alarm clock. That's just a summary of what I'm doing on a daily basis in the morning. I'm not hitting all of these things every single day, but I'm hitting most of them. The most important being meditation and journaling. For me, those are absolutely non-negotiable. So hopefully you can take a couple of these suggestions away with you, implement, try them out, let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I know your time is extremely valuable, so if you've enjoyed today's content, please consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell so you get a notification next time I release another one of these videos. You can also leave me a comment below and let me know what part of this video resonated the most with you, or simply click that like button to let me know you enjoyed this content. And if you want to get your hands on a free 12-minute guided meditation that I recorded to help you manifest your dreams and create whatever you want in your life, go ahead and click the link in the description for your free download. And if you want to check out all the latest blog posts on my blog dabsofreality.com, the link is down there below as well, along with my Instagram and my Facebook page if you want to consider following me on those platforms. Until next time, catch you on the flip side.